Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are well and good, and I hope I have you all online. From the previous verses that I had shared with you via watch party, I doubt many of you have listened to them. Please let me know who has listened to the previous verses that I had sent up to Surah Al verse 30 to 37. Those were the presentations I gave to O1. And tell me how many people have, Walaikum Assalam Fawaz, how many people have actually, you've seen all three, all of them up to Surah Al verse 30 to 37? Sare dekh liya Fawaz? Okay, so you've gone through the revision of and because I haven't taught O1 the remaining surahs, that's why I will be teaching you all. Clear? Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we are going to study Surah Al Anam, verse 75 to 79. It is a Makki surah and the theme is Allah and His messengers. So I hope you have it's on in the Cambridge O-Level Islamiyat textbook for paper 1, Hamad ibn Nishat. It is on page 22. Have you found it? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We will be starting from this verse, okay? وَكَذَلِكَ نُرِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ مَلَكُوتَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلِيَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُوقِنِينَ فَلَمَّا جَنَّ عَلَيْهِ اللَّيْلُ رَأَى كَوْكَبًا قال هذا ربي فلما أفل قال لا أحب الآفلين فلما رأى القمر بازغا قال هذا ربي فلما أفل قال لئن لم يهدني ربي لأكونن من القوم الضالين فلما رأى الشمس بازغة قال هذا ربي هذا أكبر فلما أفلت قال يا قوم إني بريء مما تشركون إني وجهت وجهي للذي فطر السماوات والأرض حنيفا وما أنا من المشركين. The translation. So I have Ashar with me now. Translation. Thus did we show Ibrahim the power and the laws of the heavens and the earth, so that he might have certainty. When the night covered him, he saw a star. He said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "I do not love things that set." When he saw the moon rising in the splendor, he said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "Unless my Lord guides me, I will surely be among those who go astray." When he saw the sun rising in splendor, he said, "This is my Lord, this is the greatest." But when it set, he said, "O my people, I am indeed free from your giving partners to Allah. For me, I have set my face firmly and truly towards Him who created the heavens and the earth, and never shall I give partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Power of the laws of the heavens and the earth. Now, Ibrahim looked towards the skies, basically the heavens. In this context we're talking about the sky. He looked towards the sky and he realized the power of the laws of the heavens and the earth. What type of power of the laws? Like You see the sun, you see the moons going in their own orbit. They never crash. You never see a planet fall down or the sun does not fall down. They are all guided under a divine law. The night covered. Okay, why did Allah show him the powers of the heavens and the earth? So that he could believe. Who is the third person watching? Could you please let me give me a hands up so that I can mark your attendance? Why did Allah show him the powers of the heaven and the earth? To guide him. Because by observing Allah's signs, you can draw closer to Allah. You can recognize Allah. The magnanimity of Allah is discovered by His signs. Now, فَلَمَّا جَنَّ عَلَيْهِ اللَّيْلِ, and when it came upon him night, رَأَى كَوْكَبًا, he saw a star. He saw a huge star. قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي, he said, is this my Lord? Now, is this my Lord or this is my Lord is not that he is proclaiming it's my Lord. It is an interrogative question that, is this my Lord? In other words, a question asked to be negated basically. That, is this my Lord? And again, how can it be? And then what happened? فَلَمَّا أَفَلَ قَالَ لَا أُحِبُّ الْآفِلِينَ. And when it set, naturally when the early sunrise came, then you don't see the stars anymore. So the star set early morning. And then what did he say? قَالَ لَا أَحِبُّ آفِلِينَ. I don't like those things that set. Then فَلَمَّا رَأَى الْقَمَرَ, then he looked towards the moon. بَازِغًا, bright and shining in its splendor. قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي, he said, is this my Lord? فَلَمَّا أَفَلَا, so then when it set, the moon set in the morning. Naturally, when daylight strikes, what happens? Aman, ayye aman. After such a long time. Acha. When the early morning came, then the moon also disappeared. So he said, فَلَمَّا أَفَلَ قَالَ لَإِن لَّمْ يَهْدِنِي رَبِّي لَأَكُونَ مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الضَّالِينَ. Then he requested Allah that, if you don't guide me, then I will indeed be out of the ones who go astray, because his nation was going astray. Why was it going astray? Because they used to worship the stars, the moon, and the sun. So he was questioning, how can these people worship these things when they're there for a bit and then they disappear? Falamma. Can this be my Lord? Question to negate the fact. Remember, questioning to negate the fact. He was not asking. Others were worshipping celestial bodies. Question to criticize the act, right? Then he looked towards the sun. فَلَمَّا رَأَى الشَّمْسَ بَازِغَةً, when he saw the sun in its splendor. قَالَ هَذَا رَبِّي, he said, is this my Lord? هَذَا أَكْبَر, this is the most biggest. فَلَمَّا أَفَلَتْ, so when the sun set, قَالَ يَا قَوْمِي, he said, O my nation, إِنِّي بَرِيءٌ مِّمَّا تُشْرِكُونَ, I am free from what you worship, what you associate partners to Allah. How were they associating partners to Allah? They were associating partners to Allah by worshipping the sun, the moon, and the stars. And he goes, how can you worship something that is there for a bit and then gone? In other words, behind this immaculate system, the solar system, the sun setting, the moon rising, the stars being in the night, there had to be something magnificent to control it. Then what does he say? He says, I am free from partners you associate with Allah. So it's negation of polytheism. Like what is he saying? He says, I am free from what you do shirk. So he was negating a polytheism not inspired by celestial bodies, because he checked them out, he didn't like them. Realized the signs lead to a magnificent being. Soul searching and pondering on nature led to finding the Creator, led him to finding the Creator. Yes. I have said, and then in the end he said, Inni wajahtu wajhiya lilladhi fatara samawati wal ard. Indeed, I have set my face towards the one who is the creator of the heavens and the earth. In other words, I'm not focused on the celestial bodies, I set my face, I am focused towards the one who created these celestial bodies. I have set my face towards Allah. Total submission is being announced here. And then Hanifan is mentioned. Hanif, non-diverging, not influenced by external factors. What external factors were present at that day and age? It was his nation worshipping the heaven, the sun and the moon and the stars, and dedicated only to one's Lord. That is the meaning of Hanifan. And then he wama ana min al mushrikeen, and I am not out of the ones who perform shirk. In other words, he's negating and rejecting shirk also. Theme. The theme of the surah is Allah and His messengers, Tawheed and negation of shirk. Ibrahim's slow and gradual enlightenment towards the truth, his soul searching and contemplating has been mentioned. He pondered on the celestial objects. Conclusion: objects have no power of themselves but are subordinate to divine laws of nature. He announces that he worships the creator of the heavens and the earth. He frees himself from the influence of his nation regarding shirk. Hanifan is mentioned as not being affected by any external factors in relation to the submission of Allah. Ibrahim as is exemplary in his dedication to Allah. Importance. Muslims can realize that if they ponder and observe Allah's signs, they can recognize their Lord. And then Muslims are ordered in the Quran to ponder on nature in the Quran. Observing nature brings one closer to Allah. Observing nature brings one closer to Allah. Where have I gone? One develops love for Him. Love brings submission and total obedience. Allah has promised guidance to whoever seeks it. Muslims should be sure to commit shirk ever. Like him questioning, is this my Lord? Does not mean that he was acknowledging. He was questioning to negate. And his questioning was negation of the concept. Muslims should follow the qualities of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, total submission to their Lord and negating shirk. Theme. The theme of the surah is Allah and His Messenger, Tawheed and negation of shirk. It is a Makki surah. These verses illustrate Ibrahim's slow and gradual enlightenment towards the truth, his soul searching and contemplating. His nation were idolaters, and he was never comfortable with their actions. He pondered on the celestial objects that he sees his nation worshipping, and comes to the conclusion that they themselves are objects that have no power of themselves, but are subordinate to divine laws of nature. Finally, he announces that he worships the creator of all these objects and the heavens and the earth. He frees himself from the influence of his nation regarding shirk. Turning his face means total submission to Allah. Hanifan is mentioned as not being affected by any external factors in relation to the submission of Allah. He is exemplary in his dedication to Allah. The importance of the theme. Muslims learn a lot from Hazrat Ibrahim's gradual search for his Lord. They can realize that even if they ponder and observe Allah's signs, they can even recognize their Lord. As invited numerously in the Quran, observing nature brings one closer to Allah, one develops love for Him. Love brings submission and total obedience. Allah has always guided His prophets. He has also promised guidance to whoever seeks it, as mentioned in Surah Duha about Muhammad, peace be upon him, and he found you wandering and gave you guidance. Muslims must realize that Ibrahim did not commit shirk ever, and his questioning was negation of the concept. Hanifan is mentioned as never deterring, and Muslims should follow the qualities of Hazrat Ibrahim, total submission, dedication to their Lord, and negating shirk, composed by Huma Islam. That is the first one that we're doing today. Now let me go to the other one.